It's time to follow the money with your hosts, Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard.
We have a new feature on VSiN.com. Every day we are posting the latest betting splits on every game in the major sports with current odds and what percentage of bets and money are being placed on each game. Check this info daily to find out which games are seeing the most tickets written and if this matches the money coming in on those games to help you find a betting edge. Of course, we have all of the odds, data, and analysis for every game as well. Start your next sports bets at VSiN.com. So this coming Sunday, the 13-time champ goes at it one more time, Matt. And last year, he set a world record by whacking down 75 hot dogs during the pandemic. Remember, it was indoors last year. Mm-hmm. And that was a big talking point, a big narrative of like, oh, it's going to be indoors. Hot dogs might not be as hot. What does that mean? It meant nothing to Joey Chestnut as he was a champion and won the muster belt one more time. And he is kind enough to join us here on a Monday morning to discuss this coming Sunday. Joey, it's good to talk to you again. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Great to be on with you again.
Yeah. Was there anything to that last year in New York? I mean, because we were trying to find angles. It was the pandemic. We wanted to bet on this thing. Not a lot of sports were going on. And the move from outdoors, where it's, typically, 95, 100 degrees and very, very hot for you competitors, very to humid. Indoors last year, right? Did that help you out at all in whacking down 75 hot dogs?
It didn't hurt. I'll be honest. It's I'm a big boy, and it not being outside in the humidity, it probably helped me a little bit. And also, I think it's something else that is a little bit not talked about. Is there were less competitors last year, and that made it easier for them to make the hot dogs really, really, really tasty. It instead of making 2,000 hot dogs, I think they only had to make 200, and 200 hot dogs. It was easier for them every one of them had a little bit more time put into them, and they were tasty.
That's something I didn't think about.
No, that's a good point. It really is.
It's not the heat; it's the humidity, also.
Yeah.
The humidity would really bother me in some sort of competition like this. So you put down a record 75 last year on July 4th. And that's obviously, you probably felt like you're peaking. What's the peak age for a competitive eater?
Oh my God! If I knew my body as well as I do now, when I was like 22 or 23, I would have been. It would have been crazy. But okay. My body. I am getting older. I am slowing down a little bit, but I know it so much better, and I know how to push myself. So even though I am getting older, I feel like I'm finding new ways to do it, and no matter what, I'm going to find a way to get close to that record, and hopefully I'm pretty sure I can beat it.
So you're 37. How many years can you keep doing this? Do you have the same desire, the same drive that you had 5 years ago?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have the best job in the world. I get to eat, travel, and beat the heck out of people. It's weird. I don't know how I fell into this, but I love it.
So you're saying, just to go back to what Matt was asking about your prime age, maybe knowing what you know now, if you could go back and be 23, 24, 25 years old, do you think you could have touched 80 or maybe even more?
Oh yeah. Well, I still think I can touch 80, but I think right now at my age now that there's just a couple of the variables, whether it's the hot dog condition or the temperature or even just like a little bit of rest. I've noticed if I don't sleep well the night before, there's little differences in the way my jaw works and my throat work. And but even I've practiced this year. I've had practices this year that are just absolutely like poetry in motion, where everything just lines up and everything. It's beautiful. But so if things are working perfectly, I definitely have a record, and I get hit, and I've hit 80 in practice. So it's not at all impossible.
Wait, right. So you've touched 80 in practice before? Is that what
recently?
You said?
Oh yeah. Yes, I have.
We're talking about optimum conditions.
It doesn't have to be optimum conditions either. I mean, sometimes I'm just so amped up and perfect, and it's just everything's hitting perfectly, all the cylinders, and I'm and those hot dogs are just flying down like magic.
Joey Jaws with us, Joey Chestnut. All right, so as we sit here today, for people who might want to bet on this, you feel like you can top 75 on July 4th, but you're also saying you might wake up the morning of the contest and just not feel it?
Yeah, I hate to say that there are some times where if I get a bad start and things just aren't, I get into a weird rhythm, and then I get this little sense of panic inside of me. Panic is such a terrible feeling, and it slows me down.
Mm-hmm.
But if things aren't going perfect, a lot of times things snowball and get worse a little bit, and it takes time to recover. But if things are going good, I can definitely see a record being made, and maybe even more. But
so, I was going to ask you, at what point then, when you start eating during the contest, do you know, like, either, man, this is going to be a great day, I can top 75, or it might be a struggle? Are we talking a minute into the contest? Are we talking about your first 2 or 3 dogs? What are we talking here, Joey?
Oh, I think you're asking me. You're breaking up for a little bit, but I'm thinking you're asking when do I know if it's going to be a good day?
Yes, right. Yep.
And I can tell it's going to be a good day, and things can still fall apart a little bit into the contest. But usually that minute and a half into the contest, if I'm getting close to like 19 hot dogs a minute and a half in, and that means things are going perfect. If I'm getting like 48 hot dogs 5 minutes in, there should be. I'm right around in that 75, 76 mark, and maybe even a little bit higher. But that 48 hot dogs at 5 minutes in is I know that the record should be going down.
Okay, so that's going to be the key for all of us, right? Either betting, if we have a bet on it, or just watching it at home. Obviously, if you're hitting around 48 at the halfway mark, that's when we know we're in for something special.
Yeah, and I'd say it's pretty rare for me in practice. It's pretty rare for me to break the record if I'm not right around that 48 and 5. But the crazy things happen. There's the human body. We're talking about the human body and competition. If somebody's pushing me, and there's going to be an audience this year, oh my God, I'm so excited to be in front of a big crowd and push myself. So I'm going to be pushing it incredibly hard.
It's great. By the way, what's it like when you do practice? I think this is astonishing to find out that you can actually get down 80 hot dogs in practice when you gear up for this event. But so when you go prepare, do you have to send somebody out to get all the hot dogs and the buns? Like, do you go through the whole process of going to the grocery store on your own and saying, yeah, I'm just going to bring home today 100 hot dogs, 100 buns, I'm going to go practice at the house? Because, I mean, walking through a grocery store, it'd be like, Elvis Presley walking through Las Vegas back in the 70s.
Yeah, so throughout my season, I get more and more intense, and so I start off with cheap hot dogs at first, and then I start buying the Nathan's hot dogs, and then I move. Then eventually Nathan starts sending me hot dogs at the end. I start using my connections to get the exact contest dogs and buns, just to make sure that my body is 100% ready. But usually at the grocery store, I don't leave it up to chance. I make when I go to the grocery store, it's I usually have them. I usually get them. I order them online and make sure it's pickup order.
Sure.
Because it sucks when I'm getting ready to eat, and they don't have enough buns or hot dogs that I need. But usually I order online.
It's smart. Let me ask you this: once you do retire, whenever that is, will you ever need another hot dog in your entire life?
Oh my God! The day I stop eating hot dogs is probably going to be the day I'm not able to do anything. So even after I retire, I'm still eating hot dogs.
All right. So, how do you train for this in the final week? Do you eat the day before the contest? Is there fasting involved? Tell us what the last 24, 48 hours is like before the contest for you.
Yeah, so Tuesday is going to be a pretty good practice day, and so tomorrow will be my last real practice, and it won't be 100%. I'll probably only go 8 minutes instead of the full 10, and then it'll be recovery, and then fasting beforehand, before the contest.
You
So
fast?
it'd be usually about, yeah, it's almost like a cleanse, a day and a half cleanse and fast.
Okay.
A day and a half before the contest, I make sure I'm absolutely empty and loose, and I try to get some really simple, easy carb calories in me, but I want to make sure that when I suck in my stomach, I say, oh, there's a space for 80 hot dogs. I'm gonna put in 25 pounds of hot dog buns and water. It's gonna be and I'm just psychologically in that place where I know that there's room, and I'm physically hungry, so I have a reason to do it.
Last week there was a story that was kind of overplayed on ESPN. Tom Brady doesn't think about being the GOAT. Do you think about being the GOAT, Joey? The GOAT in competitive eating?
No, I don't think about it. It's just it's I'm going out there and I'm competing against. Of course, I'm competing against the other eaters, but I'm trying to go out there and I'm trying to beat my records. I'm trying to make a new record. And when it's kind of a head game. I tell all the other eaters, hey, let's go out there and make a personal best. And then they know that there's no way they're going to win because their personal best nowhere near my personal best. And it's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna annihilate them. We're all gonna, I'm gonna push it hard.
Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Joey Chestnut, our guest, he's going for his 14th mustard belt coming up on Sunday. So Matt asked you about drive and desire to
maybe they don't call it a ketchup belt, by the way.
No, they don't. Mitch. They don't. I know. To get to 75 again this year, maybe more than that. Do you have, is it possible to pay attention if anybody is pushing you? When, say Stoney has 17 down in the first couple of minutes and you're sitting at 19. Do you know the numbers that he's putting up right next to you, or maybe if he's a couple of contestants down, or are you so locked in and focused that you have no idea what any other contestants doing?
Yeah, I can hear, and I can hear what they're doing, especially the people right next to me on the side. The way they do the counting and the way for ESPN, usually there's a counter right in front, yelling, and so I have a pretty good idea what the people on my left and right are doing, and it's sometimes in the beginning of the contest, some of these eaters are really, really fast, and it can be a little bit distracting knowing that, all right, I'm not in the lead. But it's something over the years I've just gotten more comfortable with, like knowing that, all right, my first minute isn't necessarily my strongest compared to everybody. Uh-huh. My strongest is that I don't come to a stop. All the other eaters are going to stop and think and try to convince their body to keep going. I don't need to stop and to push my body. My body's it's already ready, and there's never going to be a minute where I'm eating less than 5 hot dogs, and that's just the way it is. I'm not going to stop.
Joey, you're hanging around at home watching TV. Do you cook? Do you make stuff for yourself? And if you're like me and you go out for fast food, tell me your favorite 3, favorite 5 fast food spots.
Oh my God, yeah. I cook a little bit. My girlfriend does most of the cooking. She's way better than me, so I don't mess around with that. But as far as fast food, oh God, I still love it. I love In-N-Out. Yeah, I'm from California, and I can't wait to get back to California for some In-N-Out. And people give Taco Bell a hard time, but Taco Bell's amazing. I love the chalupas, and what else do I love as far as fast food? Wendy's and their square little patties, those little square patties. They're some good bites with all meat, and they're juicy. Oh my God! And their junior bacon cheeseburger, they do it right. It's perfect. Yeah, I'm a fat boy at heart, and it's you're talking my language. Fast food.
Yeah.
The blizzards. Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
They're hard to beat. I started getting the what is it? Is it Reese's Pieces chopped in there? It's delicious.
Sure.
Love to hear the enthusiasm for the fast food.
Oh, no question. Yeah. No question. You can follow Joey, like pretty much, on all social media platforms. Instagram, Joey Chestnut. Twitter, he's at Joey Jaws. Well, man, this was a lot of fun talking to you, and we're certainly wishing you the best next week. And I hope that we're talking about, when we're on the air on Monday, I hope that we're talking about you doing 76 hot dogs and, successfully wrapping it up with another title and setting another world record.
No, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it, and you guys take care.
Appreciate it. Be good. There you go. So, what do you think?
Great event on July 4th.
It really is.
Talking to him today, I feel like 76, 77 hot dogs is within reach.
Yeah, I think we need to spend a minute or two recapping what we just heard with Joey Chestnut. We'll do that coming up next. And getting a lot of questions about what to do with a Canadians future ticket to win the Stanley Cup. I'll try to answer that for you coming up on